I remember one year when you were playing as the target, and the town council decided the best way to deal with what was going on that day was to get you to stop and announce that you weren't allowed to carry on playing until everyone in the crowd picked up 2 pieces of litter each and took it to the bin. I remember that clear as day.
That's great, I love that.
Because you'd never get that like Reading or Leeds or anywhere.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Luka State Podcast, where we talk all things shite. Thank you for joining us, we really appreciate it. We're buzzing to do this, and this is all about you guys getting to know more about us guys. So yeah, like and subscribe if you're liking our podcast, share the hell out of it and tell your mates. So yeah, what are we trying to shit about today, guys?
So today we're talking about the place, the legendary CW7, the Winsford. The Winsford Massive, our hometown, our little neck of the woods.
It's where we're from, baby.
Yeah.
Born and bred.
Born and inbred.
All of us.
Born in.
Born and bred.
Born and bred.
So I'm making some outrageous accusations.
People may say that about
It's always been the blacksmith of the family.
Yeah, so
he's gonna go to the doctors and get an MOT.
For those that don't know us and where we're from, we are from a small little town called Winsford in a place called Cheshire. Now, a lot of people think Cheshire
if you've never heard
is
of
posh
Cheshire.
and all the footballers are there. Well, let me tell you now, Winsford is not fucking posh. It's far from it. It's a little working class town. It's got a salt mine, and it's a little salt mining town, and there's nothing there.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
I'm from that place, and I am very, very proud of it.
You're
very
going to get beat up.
Yeah, it's just a little suburb. It's in between Manchester and Liverpool. Ironically, interesting fact, Conrad sort of alluded to, but all of the rock salt, when it's icy around your town, it more than likely came from our town.
From us.
You're welcome.
So none of us work in a salt mine, but yeah, thank us, it's our job.
And also all the crazy artefacts that are like from big crime scene investigations are under the ground.
Yeah, and during the Blitz, during World War II, the crown jewels were kept
in Winsford.
Mines under Winsford.
What a random bit of history information.
It is literally one of those towns that one day could fall into the earth as we continue to mine.
Yeah,
but
it's basically like Hawkins from Stranger Things. Yeah, that is the place, isn't it?
If you had to describe Winsford to someone who's never ever been to it, how would you describe it? Jake first.
Is it in one word or just?
Anyway, you have to describe it to someone who's never been there.
Okay, I would say that's so hard.
All right, if I throw out different things, right? So our town's nightlife. How would you describe it?
Okay, I would say avoid it.
Right. All right. Our town's shopping centre and retail spaces.
Oh fuck!
How would you describe it?
I'd say avoid it.
So
No vacancy.
Our town's job prospects.
No,
and futures.
I'm being unfair. Like I'm really proud of Winsford.
Yeah,
we have like we say we have the Youthy there, an amazing community hub. We actually have a surprisingly talented music scene for such a small town. We've had some good bands that have inspired us over the years from our town.
So me and Sam were literally talking the other day, weren't we, Sam?
Yes.
Coming down Wharton Hill
As usual.
in the car, and I said to Sam, Sam basically was showing me some videos of when we were like 17 and we were playing at DB's. So for those of you that don't know, DB's is a club and music venue in Winsford, and there was only one music venue in Winsford, and you used to have a band night on every Thursday night for years and years and years and years and years. And because there is nothing to do in this town that we're from, and there's never been anything to do growing up, it always grew musicians because people either played football or picked up a guitar or an instrument of some sort. So there was always a vibrant music scene in Winsford and at DB's. And we were talking the other day when Sam was showing me these videos that obviously this is something that we're very lucky to be a part of growing up, because we had a venue to cut our teeth where we could watch musicians, and then we could ultimately finally become those musicians ourselves and play on those stages. And that's what kind of led me and you kind of taking this seriously, wasn't it? Like
100%,
through that. Do you know what I mean? Because we supported that Jam tribute band and went on tour with them. That was our first taste of life on the road at 14.
Yeah, because we played like pubs and stuff before that, but DB's was the first ever like venue where like you're on a fucking stage and you feel like you played a proper gig.
proper
Do you know what I
gig.
mean? And it was like you said about the community as well. Like we were I think we played there when we were like fucking 14 the first time we ever played there, and you know most venues wouldn't even fucking have you in. Because you were
14 and underage.
Exactly.
Well,
so like we were very fucking lucky that DB's was like that, and they'd let you in and they'd let you play your gig. They wouldn't fucking follow you to the toilets.
Yeah,
thinking you were
what
gonna
used to
drink,
happen
like.
was when me and Sam, when we were like 14 playing gigs, was we used to play at the venue and we used to had to play and then leave straight away. So, but we were still sometimes allowed to play, but you had to leave straight away, and that was one of those places that we didn't. I'm sure we've got some footage we can show you now of me and Sam when we were in our first band playing there as kids, and I'm sure we've got some footage of us as a band when we were playing there on our first gig when we were first getting together and that.
That's something that
Making
kind of
music.
makes me proud of Winsford, I suppose. Like, it's, you know, it's not Liverpool. You're not passing the torch. You're like passing the match, but like you're able. You see that like the bigger bands helping the smaller band, and like
100%.
even now, me and you are working on some kind of grassroots projects in our town in this same venue that used to be DB's, and it's
Exactly, and
it's
it's
changed
it's
now,
still
and
like it's still an ongoing thing, in it. That the music scene will, like, I just don't think it'll ever die in them small towns.
No.
The thing is, as well, though, one of those reasons being, I think, is because let's not fucking beat around the bush, right? If you're from a city, I don't care what anybody says, you've got a fucking foot in the door and you've got a leg up, because a city never sleeps and you have a scene. You automatically have a scene, and you automatically can play on any night of the week, and you'll automatically have people following you because you're from a city. When you're from a small town, a small working class town, you haven't got that. All you've got is one venue, a couple of pubs
if that,
that'll only take cover bands.
Yeah.
And you basically, so if we didn't have that place, we probably wouldn't be doing what we're doing, and we'd be pretty fucked, because we'd have to, no doubt about it, probably still be playing music, but probably not.
It would have been very different, though, wouldn't it? Like,
as we are now, because those small working class towns need those vibrant communities for musicians.
Yeah.
And like-minded people to coexist and create art.
We wouldn't have been able to go to Liverpool and play in them venues, even we were too young.
The thing is, though, the beautiful thing is everywhere's got a Winsford. Like, we're talking about this as if, like, oh, every other band's come from a city, but we've come from a small town.
Of course not.
Like, we're not an outlier by far. We're one of many that do the same thing. Like, every small town has that, and it does take the community, because if the small town hasn't got a music venue, usually they might have a boxing club or a football club, stuff. Like, there's always stuff to go through it, and that's why Winsford gets. But it's what makes the town the character. Like,
Of course it does, yeah.
Like, for you, what's the funniest thing you can remember about Winsford, without going deep into the bushes of what it means as a kid and stuff like that? Just downright, what makes Winsford different to everyone else in the character-wise?
What do you mean? Is in like what? How?
Well, like, right, personally, if it's linking on one of those things, I can remember every year we had Winsford Festival going up on the town. I remember one year when you were playing as the Target, and the town council decided the best way to deal with what was going on that day was to get you to stop and announce that you weren't allowed to carry on playing until everyone in the crowd picked up 2 pieces of litter each and took it to the bin. I remember that clear as day.
That's great, I love that.
Because you'd never get that like Reading or Leeds or anywhere, but because it was a small town, the town mayor walked straight up and went, can everyone get 2 pieces? And then I think one of you's got shouted at because you carried on playing while he was trying to talk.
Obviously,
of course,
of course it would have been.
But
That's
the
great,
thing-
though. I forgot all about that. That's ace.
Everyone had to pick up rubbish. Like, we've had like,
Care in the community,
bless his
innit?
soul, but do you remember Chico?
He got egged, didn't he?
Yeah, so there'd be like a thing on like every couple of years, wouldn't it, where they'd turn the Christmas lights on, and they'd get like some sort of like celebrity who was like hot at the moment. And one year they got fucking
Sorry, Chico.
Yeah, they got Chico. And if you can't remember Chico, Chico time. Yeah. To be fair, you know what?
It's Chico time.
I think it's because Chico Land took over after that, and everyone thinks Chico Land now instead of fucking
ironically,
Chico.
where his stage was.
Was it fucking where the Chico Land's fucking, yeah. But yeah, so we came, turned the lights on, and I think as he turned the lights on, there was a bunch of hoodlums with some eggs,
well?
and he got egged.
I know we threw the egg that hit him, but I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if the statute of limitations has ended and Chico might come after us.
Yeah, I don't think they had a celebrity for like a couple of years after that.
We haven't.
Oh shit! Really?
Ironically, since now they have changed it. They do it on the old High Street now because the town crier does it, and ironically, I know Winsford's town crier.
I don't get this.
His name is Ben Booth, and I'm calling it now. He's from fucking Warrington. He's not from Winsford.
What other special characters does Winsford have?
There's Nina.
Nina's
Elvis
lovely.
Lady, otherwise known as Elvis Lady.
How do we know
her? Nina has a very, very, very large obsession with Elvis, and she has a mobility scooter, and it's got
she's got two,
a shell over it, and it has a sound system built in, and she plays Elvis all the time.
You can hear her from like miles away. I fucking love it.
She's in
two mobility scooters. One's got the registration plate, Elvis one. Yeah. Other one, Elvis two. One's red, one's blue. So, I think one's red.
Nina, Elvis Lady. I don't like calling her Elvis Lady because I know her, so she's Nina to me. But so she inspired Kicking the Teeth. So Kicking the Teeth on our first album, that song's about coming from said town, Winsford, and for anybody who lives in a small working class town will understand what that song's about. But there's a lyric in it called Elvis Ain't Dead, She's Living in Salt Town, which is basically about her living in Winsford and being from Winsford. But I asked her to, obviously we asked her, she was having coffee one day outside Humble Pie. Remember Humble Pie? Yeah. Humble Pie was a legendary coffee shop, and I just asked her to be in the video for it, and she said yes. So let's have a look at Nina. This is Nina. She's a legend. There you go. This is Nina. Look right now. It's her on the screen.
Going off on Nina. So if anyone's got any characters in their town that just sort of embody the spirit of it, let us know in the comments. Send any permission photos, people. Don't go around like taking photos of people without the permission or anything like that. We're not encouraging that. It's not to mock. We love Nina.
Nina's
in no way is anything like that.
Ace.
So all the characters you've got, let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, all of that jazz.
But people like that make the fucking town what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you go to a city, it's every fucking like fourth person, isn't it? Who has some sort of like crazy charm or whatever. But yeah, there's only a handful in our little town, and they get celebrated, don't they?
Yeah,
they get
in the form of song.
Yeah,
yeah. So another side of Winsford being small, opportunities are quite lacking and stuff like that. Should I say, in terms of like the job market. So. What's the randomest job each of us have had so far growing up?
I've got quite a random one. It was one of my first jobs as well.
Yeah, go on, Jake.
Go first.
So I was like, I think I must have been 16, and there was a advert in like the local shop on the estate, and it literally just said like, I don't even know what it said. It just said young person needed, phone number.
Work.
Job, work. I was like, okay, give it a ring.
Who was advertising that?
And honestly, so the job was this man who'd been paid off by a tech company. He was like in his late 50s, early 60s. And he would pay me every day, right, when his wife was at work, because his wife would give him chores, and he'd pay me to do his chores.
What?
Yeah, so I'd go around and like cut his lawn about 3 times a week. Like trim his hedges.
No way! You've never told us this.
Clean his gutters out, and so he had like the most pristine house because like nobody needs their like lawn cutting 3 times a week and whatnot. And
that is amazing.
What was that? So his wife thought he was busy.
He didn't want to do his chores.
So he kept
that quiet.
So he paid me to do his chores.
Fucking what scumbag? Also legend at the same time.
Come on, he put
he's putting money in your
That's like people
money in his pocket, bro.
You know how many PS3 games I probably bought with all that money? So
that's fucking brilliant. That's brilliant.
That was it.
So my weirdest job wasn't in Winsford. It was on the way to a place called Crewe, but it was like 10 minutes away from Winsford. But I was making candles.
That's so random.
And that job ended because I got fucking burnt. And that isn't even a fucking pun. We used to have to fucking put them in so we had to get these Bunsen burners and put all the wax into this big fucking thing, put it on top of the Bunsen burner, then the wax would melt obviously, and then we'd be able to create the candle. And someone didn't put the Bunsen burner on properly, and it wasn't actually me. So it wasn't me. So said Shaggy. And so then I was fucking there, and it was ready to go, and I just seen the little crack form, and I was like, oh no, what's that? And then it just went, and I had fucking hot wax all over me, and I think it was 2nd-degree burns all on my arm and my legs.
How old were you then when you got scalded by a...
I don't know, my timeline's all messed up. After the burn, it's all been...
To be fair, though...
It's never been the same.
It's never been the same after the burn.
To be fair, for weeks later, though, we smelt like jasmine on a summer's day.
It was gorgeous.
We actually made... for the first 2 weeks. He was just like...
in a wax coat.
Help me!
We used to make it. We actually fucking made a couple of candles for Sir Elton John, actually. Like a candle in the wind. I'm not fucking joking, we did.
No,
we actually did.
That's fucking mad.
Aye.
What?
Yeah.
Random.
So yeah, that's random. That's my random one.
I'm trying to think what mine was. Oh, I could tell you mine. I hated it. I hated it with a passion, and I had to get out there as quick as I could. So I wanted to get sacked, and I just manifested it. So basically, it was doing insurance for like things that you buy from a catalogue. So like Hoovers, anything you buy from catalogue. I'm saying Hoovers because
You're on about LSG?
Yeah. So basically, you had to take the call and type down why you could get the insurance claim. And this little old lady rang up one day wanting a Hoover, and she was a little old lady, bless her, and she wasn't eligible for her insurance, but I'll fucking give it her anyway.
Bless you. Conrad Ellis giving it to old people.
So then they pulled me into the office, and then that week I was off.
Whether they want it or not, sorry.
I was off sick, and I went down the bees on the Thursday night. And he called me into the office on the Friday and said, "Yeah, we just want to play you this." So he played me that, giving the woman the Hoover, and then he went, "And last night you were ill," and I went, "Yeah," and he went, he pulled out his folder and it was me on Facebook and this tagged photo. Went,
oh my God!
Facebook said otherwise, and I just went, "Listen, mate, let's not beat around the bush. You've got me on 2 things. Should have kept me stuff." And he went, "Yeah, for the best." think it's best to say you're not working anymore. I went, "See you later, mate. Happy days."
Goodbye.
I was out there fucking hating it.
What about you, Mr. Lewis?
Well, I got sacked from there as well.
Ironically,
Ironically, the CEO's son comes to our house parties.
No way.
Yeah, so he got me the job
mad.
originally. Yeah, I got sacked from there.
Wow.
I don't know, I've had a few random jobs.
That's crazy.
I think like randomest morally is I worked in Willie Mill in the bookies for a while. Now, one thing about me, I am strongly against horse racing and dog racing. Like, I fucking hate it. Like, if you like horse racing and dog racing, that's all fair. Please don't try and convince me otherwise. I just think it's fucking wrong. But that also meant that I had to then sit there with people who obsess over horse racing and dog racing and make the bets and try and make small conversation with it and have those people try and convince it. But that was just random.
It's not like the hardest one then for you, really, as in like morally,
it was horrible. Because then obviously I was like, I've been a salesman. Like, I've ripped people off of mobile phones. I'm sorry, it's been years now. You can't sue me. Like, that's just part of nature of the game, innit? But
you got a problem, ring me.
But you can't know because your phone's broke.
Exactly.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It's a strange place, though, isn't it? Like,
Right, guys, I've got a question. If you were a tourist, if you were a tourist, what would you? No. Let me rephrase that.
Yes.
Lewis, you say it.
Right. So, if there was a tourist who was coming to visit Winsford, what would be the first thing you'd recommend they go and see?
Me.
Oh, you want a visitor?
Yeah, come for a brew.
He'd fucking leave as fast as he got there.
Don't go to the town.
I think they should go to the Hive or go to New Images, go to a community centre, get some lunch or a coffee, help the community, maybe support a young band or an old band, but just like keep the town ticking.
This is very hard. Go to fucking Greg's, get a sausage, bean and cheese melt. Tell me how you...
That thing you can't see anywhere else. Greg's.
We're really selling how good this place is.
I'm not going to say go corner shop round the fucking corner from my house, am I really? Greg's is better, man. They don't sell sausage, bean and cheese melt.
You say, go on.
I'd say you have to live like a bit of us and a bit of nostalgia. You have to go down to the roundabout across from DB's, taking a big strong whiff of the Weaver, the mighty Weaver and everything it's got.
The Weaver.
Roll yourself a little marijuana cigarette, put on some Green Day and pretend that you were us when we were 15.
There you go.
That sounds good.
Nostalgic.
I would have walked past you when I was 15.
And on that note,
Intimidated as fuck.
on that note, are you from a small working class town? What's it like to grow up there? What's it like to be there? Are you in a band that has a scene? Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe and share the shit out of it if you like what we're doing. It's been a pleasure. Until next time.